man, I had a rough starting to this game. This game really let me down at the beginning. I was super disappointed. It wasn't at all what I was thinking it was. And then I went kind of like online and I found out, wow, so many people gave this game 1 and 2 stars, and it's exactly for the same reasons. Not that I would say this game is bad, but people were just literally disappointed that the graphics weren't really any better than Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Some people even thought they were worse. And I had the same feeling at the beginning, but then after a while I was like, nah, I don't think they're worse. That was just because they're still using this stupid dark layer when they want to kind of pretend like it's night. So it doesn't really look night, it just looks like an overcast day and everything it's harder to see. I don't know why they do it. I mean, it's awesome that they do day and night cycles, but then just give us a real night so we can barely see anything like they did in Kingdom Come Deliverance. I don't know why they can't do it. And I'm not a fan of the raids at all. I do not like rushing into some fort with a bunch of people and slaughtering people. That's not what I feel like is fun in this game. I don't know. I guess I just never really have been a fan of group activities. I'm kind of like someone who's just kind of more like a lone soldier or a lone assassin, and that's kind of what I always liked so much about Assassin's Creed, because you are this like lone assassin. You go in, you sneak around, you are stealthy, and you just complete the job all by yourself. There's no better satisfaction than that. Going in with a bunch of people, slaughtering everyone is kind of like, okay, job done, but you know, I don't feel accomplished doing that. There's so many people that are like, oh my god, I love the raids, I love the raids. And those are the people who probably have a hard time doing it alone. And I get that. I just feel like there should be a choice. I mean, if they should do it where you can, whether you can actually go in alone and just try to do it all by yourself, or you can say, no, I want to call the crew and do it with everyone else. Fortunately, they still have those things where you can basically go in the strong point, and this guy doesn't even know I'm behind him. Look at that. That's another thing I want to bring up. Why do they have to glow? Yeah, I know it's one of the abilities, and I just keep turning on the abilities as they come up because otherwise I can't continue. But I don't want the enemies to glow. It's so unrealistic. I kind of want more like a realistic kind of feeling like they had in Odyssey. You could turn off most of the stuff and just leave on the most, like the absolute necessaries. It gave you the best immersion, and you can't even do that here. I wasn't able to find out, for example, how you can turn off that it locks on to a person. I don't want... It's like I'm in the middle of a fight and I happen to press down my thumb and then it keeps locking on a guy that I'm not even want to focus on. And I'm like, how do I turn this off? And I'm so focused on trying to find out how to turn it off that I actually I can't focus on the fight anymore. And it's super frustrating. I went through all the settings. There is no way to turn it off. I mean, let me know if you know what I'm talking about. If you know how to turn it off, I would be really, really happy if I could turn that off. There's a lot of things that I would like to do, you know, like turn off. And like with those abilities, they should basically kind of make it so that you can say, no, I don't want the glowing people, but I want the ability after that. Can I just skip this one? No, you cannot. You have to select it in order to advance to the next one. So can I then can I just like afterwards maybe say ignore this ability? No, you cannot. So I feel like they're forcing you to do certain things that you really don't want to do. That's like one of the things that they should have not done. I feel like freedom is really, you know, give the gamers as much freedom and choices is really the key. And I feel games have come a long way. There are definitely a lot more choices now for gamers within games, inside games, and more freedom and stuff. But sometimes games seem to go backwards, and once they were like really free in the next game, they kind of lock you into something that you like feel like, I don't really want it that way and I can't change it. So let me just change it if I want to change it. I mean, Why do you force us to do this? What is up with those orange dudes? Really? I don't need them to be orange. I want to be sneaky. I want to look and find them myself. You don't need to highlight them for me. I mean, that's great for people who just want to complete the mission without a lot of effort. Fine, totally get that. But not everyone wants to play like this, especially not people who have been playing Assassin's Creed for years and years and years. And, you know, I think that the biggest strengths of this game are really the stealth and silent assassination. So I called this video the Trench Ninja because I really, really loved this one. I just thought this was so cool. This whole base here is basically all made out of trenches. You have to literally be careful where you go or you fall into a trench. There is so many trenches, and it's so awesome that you can take advantage of it. And that's another reason why you really don't need those enemies to glow. Look at this. I mean, this feels like cheating. I can look through the wall. I can see the enemy through the wall. I don't need to see the enemy through the wall. Yes, maybe I can turn off the whole HUD, everything, but I don't necessarily want to turn off everything all the time. Sometimes I want to turn off most of it, like say 80%, and maybe leave, you know, see that I can maybe see how much my health is, or how much ammo I have, or what kind of loot I collected. I kind of like to see that sometimes, not always, but there's like only like the one way or no way with this game. So, you know, let me know in the comments what you think about that. I mean, how do you prefer to play Assassin's Creed? Do you like to have like every single HUD element turned on? Do you want to see the enemy through the walls? Do you want to have like as much hand holding as possible? Or do you enjoy a little bit of a challenge? The other thing is also, the one thing that I actually did find out a little bit later, I was super annoyed by the music. I mean, the music is beautiful and all, but for some reason it's not synchronized anymore in this game, meaning that it doesn't matter if something frantic happens or if I'm just chilling. If, for example, I'm like totally just like riding my horse and the music is just like dramatic, like somebody's about to murder me, or I'm going into a fight and the music is super chill. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not synchronized anymore. So the music, it doesn't support the gameplay anymore. And also, it's super loud. Like, it's like, I am an assassinator. I want to like hear footsteps. So don't make the music so loud. Yes, I know I can turn it off. I don't want to turn it off because I actually like the music. But, you know, not so loud. So the first thing I did, of course, is like turn the music down. And then I actually saw a setting that's new where you can actually set, I think it's like full, medium, and low, I believe. So if you have low, the music doesn't play as often. It's still not exactly what I wanted, because sometimes the music still doesn't fit to what I'm actually doing. But at least it's now maybe 50% less music, which is awesome, because now I can kind of most of the time just kind of enjoy the sounds of the nature, the sounds of the surroundings. I can hear when people talk, I can hear the footsteps, because I'm like someone who games for immersion. I play on a 120-inch screen with the sound turned up as much as possible, so I can hear the birds sing. I can hear someone whisper behind a tree. I can hear someone sneak up on me. I can hear the wind go by my ears. I literally feel like I'm in this world. So that's the way I want to game. And that's why I prefer open world games. I think about 90% of the games that I play are open world games, and 80% of those are probably Ubisoft games, because Ubisoft makes just beautiful worlds. Their open worlds are just amazing. They're just mesmerizing. They're interesting. And that's why I'm a huge fan of all, I would say 90% of their games. I've played them all. And that's most likely the reason why I set the bar for all of their games pretty high, and I'm easily disappointed. But I usually change my mind when I keep playing the game, so we'll see how this goes. But I hope you enjoyed this video despite my rant, because this was actually 100% stealth mission and I absolutely enjoyed every minute of it. And in case you didn't know it, I actually played this after I've already been to England, and then I saw someone talking about you can return to Norway, and I was super stoked because I was actually super disappointed when I was in England. I was like, oh my god, I should have stayed in Norway. I must have missed out on so much stuff. So as you can see here, if I zoom out, I went and looked at everything in Norway. I did not loot everything, obviously, but I explored all of it and I climbed all the mountains, synchronized everything, and I highly recommend you do that. There's actually some really good stuff. You will find some very valuable stuff and actually very interesting stuff. So Norway is pretty much done for me now. For now, I'm going back to England. See you next time. Bye.